The life cycle of a frog, like that of many amphibians, undergoes a process called metamorphosis, which involves distinct stages from egg to adult. Here's an overview. Egg stage, spawn. The life cycle begins with eggs laid by adult frogs in water, usually in ponds, lakes, or slow-moving streams. These eggs are often laid in clusters or masses, and they are coated in a jelly-like substance for protection. Tadpole stage. After a period of time, the eggs hatch into tadpoles. Tadpoles are aquatic and have gills for breathing underwater. They feed on algae and other small organisms in the water. As they grow, they develop hind legs and then front legs. Metamorphosis. As the tadpole continues to grow, it undergoes a process called metamorphosis. During this stage, the tadpole's tail shrinks and is eventually absorbed into its body. Its gills are replaced by lungs, allowing it to breathe air. Its body shape changes, and it develops the ability to live on land. Adult stage. Once the metamorphosis is complete, the frog emerges as an adult. Adult frogs have fully developed lungs and limbs for land movement. They have a carnivorous diet and use their long, sticky tongues to catch insects and other small prey. They also have the ability to jump long distances. Reproduction. Adult frogs reach sexual maturity and are able to reproduce. They use various methods to attract mates, including vocalizations and visual displays. The female frog lays eggs, and the cycle begins again. The life cycle of a frog is a fascinating process that showcases the incredible adaptability of these amphibians. From eggs to tadpoles to adults, each stage brings unique changes and adaptations that allow frogs to thrive in diverse environments. After a period of time, typically a few days to weeks depending on species and environmental conditions, the eggs hatch into tadpoles. These tadpoles have gills for breathing underwater and a tail for swimming. Tadpoles spend most of their time in the water, feeding on algae, plant matter, and sometimes smaller organisms. During this stage, they undergo significant growth and development. As they grow, they gradually develop hind limbs followed by front limbs. As the tadpole continues to grow, it undergoes metamorphosis, a dramatic transformation. Initially, internal changes occur, such as the development of lungs for breathing air and the absorption of the tail. Eventually, external changes become visible as the tail is reabsorbed and the tadpole transforms into a juvenile frog. After metamorphosis is complete, the juvenile frog, often referred to as a froglet, emerges onto land. At this stage, the froglet still has a relatively small size compared to adult frogs and may have a more muted coloration. They continue to grow and develop into adult frogs. Once the frog reaches adulthood, it is capable of reproducing. Adult frogs typically live on land but require a moist environment for breeding. They feed on a variety of small invertebrates such as insects, worms, and spiders. Throughout this life cycle, frogs are subject to various environmental factors and potential threats, including habitat loss, pollution, disease, and predation. These factors can influence the success of each life stage and ultimately impact frog populations.